If you've ever looked back on your life and thought, that wasn't random, you're in the right place. We just got approved for Section 8, and from now on, you're going to get a $450 check. My definition of coincidence is when God performs a miracle.
Yeah.
Welcome, Woven Ones. This is Generations Woven, where the voices of 3 generations blend into one tapestry of truth, laughter, love, and life. This episode is about the quiet connections, the people you met, the timing you couldn't plan, and how what felt accidental started to form a pattern. If you're in a season of paying closer attention, wondering what might be guiding you, this conversation is for you.
Shining like the sun, generations woven hand in hand.
Faith, fate, or coincidence. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I remember a time raising my 5 children, and it was rough. We're living on $9,500 a year, and this was almost 40 years ago. I remember going in debt $200 a month. I had a MasterCard, and I'd get groceries with it. And so one night, I remember praying, God, I just need $200 a month. Can you help me with that? I'm not asking for the world. I'm not asking for thousands, but $200 a month would take care of it so I didn't have to go in debt every month. And I went to bed. And normally I have no trouble sleeping, but that night I was wide awake 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I had a little TV in my bedroom and I flipped it on, and here's this infomercial telling about how easy it is to buy real estate with no money down and make money off of it. And I'm like wide awake listening to this. And of course you could order the whole program, and I think it was like $500 or something like that. And I'm, well, that's out. So I went back to sleep. Well, the next morning I woke up and I'm thinking, why do I need a program on how to do this? I think I can figure this out if it's that easy. They made it look like it was really easy. Now, granted, I'm going to school full time, trying to raise my children. No income, basically, except for my school grants and loans, you know. So I called my good friend who was a great realtor in our area, and I said, what have you got that I can buy cheap and rent out and get a couple $100 coming in profit? She laughed at me. She goes, well, first of all, if you buy it cheap enough, it's going to need
Work.
Exactly. And she said that's going to just mess you all up. If you buy something that's ready to go right on the market, you're not going to make enough money off it because you're going to have to charge because it's worth it. I don't see anything that would fit what you want. I said, oh. She goes, wait a minute. We did have a family that grandma, they put in a nursing home, and she had this little 3-bedroom house, no garage, and it sat on 3 lots. And it's over, not in the best part of town, but it's a lower income part of town. But she said, I think they had it listed at $15,900, and they told the family that they had to either get it sold, they had 3 months to sell it, or they're going to have to start paying for grandma's nursing home bill. I said, well, can you check on that to see if it's been sold? Or, yeah, I will. So she called me back in about 10 minutes and said, it's on the market. They've got 3 days left before they have to sell it.
Wow.
I said, well, let me pray about this. So I'm thinking, God, what's the price I should offer? And I don't know why, but $6,500 kept coming to my mind, $6,500. So I called my friend back and I said, offer him $6,500. She goes, are you serious? I said, yeah. All right. So she did. And about half an hour later, she goes, "Well, you got it."
Wow.
Well, I'm thinking, I don't work.
How am I going to pay for it?
How am I going to get a loan to pay for it or money to, because I had went over and took a friend that does a lot of construction and they said it needed a new roof and it needed new flooring as far as like carpet or linoleum and paint the whole inside. So he thought about $3,000 if all my friends pitched in and did the work, we could get it done. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So what am I going to do? I got to get a loan. So I called a friend of mine that happened to be vice president at the local bank, and I said, "This is the situation." And he chuckled. I said, "I'm serious." He said, "Well, let me take a look here." He said it was appraised for $15,900. I see that on the paperwork here. Yeah, we can give you $9,500. Just come over and fill out the paperwork.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. So went over, there's this couple, I don't know what we're going to call them, Bob and Betty, I guess, okay? 3 little kids, adorable. And they said, "Oh, we'll help." So they helped paint, and I had friends that did the roof, and it turned out, I had a couple friends that did landscaping, and they surprised me and put little shrubs in, and it looked like a dollhouse. It really did. And then the realization came to me that my payment was $250,
Wow.
but that was the bank and the taxes and the insurance,
You asked for
$250.
that 200.
Well, no, she needs to make 200.
Like, give me
And
200.
so that means I'm going to have to charge $450 to get the two. Oh, and then the realization, only paid $250. Oh, I can't do that to them.
Yeah.
Who lived in the house at the time?
Yes, and they were just adorable. They helped. They were so good and immaculate. I mean,
That's good renter. Yeah.
what do I do? So I'm on my way over to talk to him. And I'm going, "God, this doesn't make me feel good. I wanted just $200 a month to help me not going into debt any further, and yet I don't want to put these young kids in a bind either." I'm driving over there like 10 miles an hour because I really don't want to confront this whole situation. And I remember him coming out the front door as I pulled in, and I rolled down the window and I said, "I need to talk to you." He says, "I got to talk to you first." And I go, "What's wrong?" And he had an envelope in his hand. He said, "Look at this. We just got approved for Section 8, and from now on, you're going to get a $450 check from the federal government."
Oh my
goodness.
gosh. The exact amount it gave me chills
I
just now.
needed. The exact amount I needed. And he goes, "What did you want to talk about?" Oh, I don't even remember now.
I just want to say hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi.
You guys are great.
Exactly.
Please stay.
Wow.
So you answer me. Was it fate? Was it faith? Or was it just a coincidence?
I don't know. I don't believe in coincidences. I just don't, because I see them in retrospect and I'm like, you knew that this was going to happen. But I think it is testing our faith. It is growing our faith. And probably one of the best examples is this. How did I'm from Africa. Why would I go to Dixon, to the chiropractor, meet you that day, you come with, and somehow
Yeah.
the 3 of us, this is where we are today.
Well, if I would have unfriended somebody, we would have not been here.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Was that a coincidence?
I mean, you decide.
Guys, my definition of coincidence is when God performs a miracle but remains anonymous.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, no, my story is, who I'm dating right now. And it was. So if I would have unfriended, like I almost did, it would have never, I don't think, and this wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been in this situation right now because everything has a path, right? He has a path for us. And so my little story, and you can decide if you think it's faith, fate, or coincidence, but I was married and me and a girlfriend and her boyfriend went out to hang out one night, and I ran into my current boyfriend, Chase. And we went to school together, just knew each other, said hello, nothing, thought nothing of it, right? Bye, see you later. Continued on with my life. And then a year and a half later, while I was single, because I had gotten a divorce, and I seen him out at a bar. Go in, and the bartender's like, ID. And I looked at him, and Chase was sitting there. He goes, I can vouch for her. He's like, she's old enough. And I was like, oh, hey, how are you? And I said, I'm single. Like, straight to his face, I was like, I'm single. He didn't hear me. He didn't catch it. End of story there, right? So then we continue a month and a half later, and he has a business where he drives around. So I saw his car. I saw it twice that day in 2 different towns. It was weird.
Yeah.
So me and my girlfriend go to the gym like usual, and we're at the gym, and all of a sudden I look and I go, Katie, he's here. He just walked in. And she goes, are you serious? And I was like, yes, because I already told her I saw him twice today. Like, he was on my mind. He kept popping into my mind. I was not going to reach out to him, but I was like, for some reason, he's here, right? And, at the time I was, in that openness, right? What's going to happen in my life? I'm open to opportunities. I'm open to who's my match. All lovey, right? But then I see him, and we go to like the little massage room in the back, and we're walking out of the massage room, and I catch him there, and he's like working out, and he like comes towards me, and I'm walking towards him. I'm like, oh, hi. And he goes, hey, how are you? I'm like, goodbye. And I like leave.
Did you say that you're single?
No, I didn't. But I was like, hi. And I just continued out because I was nervous. And I was like, why didn't you just have a freaking conversation for a second? Instead, you run out the door. Well, my girlfriend had already said, he's going to message you tonight. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just ran away from him pretty much. She goes, he'll message you. So I'm laying in bed on my phone, it's like 9:30, and I get a friend's request from him. And it pops up, and it says accept or decline right there. So I'm like, accept. He messages me, and he goes, wow, that was fast. And I respond, and I go, would you like me to unfriend you?
Ooh.
Oh.
And then he's like, no. And so that's where, like, if I would have unfriended him, we may not have been here right now, because that's Judy's son, and that's how Judy and I became so close.
What
So
an amazing story.
I know.
But she didn't tell you.
True. We also, our paths have crossed for decades.
When she was in junior high, I was her life skills teacher.
Yeah. And my mom and her also worked together
Yeah.
at the same place. So when I started dating Chase, he was like, oh, we're going to go meet my mom. Like, I know who your mom is. Like, I'm like, I remember your mom. I remembered her more than I remembered him from school.
And I remembered her and exactly where she sat in my class.
You want to tell?
Sparky has always been a
That's a coincidence? You think that's a coincidence?
No, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that there are little seeds planted because there is a journey. But sometimes somebody's not ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then when everything and everyone, that's why if somebody is waiting for something or someone, sometimes I think we get desperate. It's like, I'm not finding my husband. I'm not finding my complement. And the thing is, you might not be ready. You're supposed to be when the person comes towards you, and you just ignore them and say hello and leave.
Yeah.
So don't give up.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you girls, I'm a prayer warrior. I pray a lot. And it was hard for me to understand that the answer isn't always yes.
Mm.
Sometimes it's no. Sometimes it's maybe. And sometimes it's not yet.
Not now. Yeah,
Yeah.
not now.
Not now.
And it's learning to make those connections, right? We go through life, and I think sometimes we're just blind to noticing those things. I could have noticed his car twice and just ignored it and been like, oh. But when you think about like, maybe this is going to happen. Maybe this is getting closer to that. Or, when you have those situations, is to read into it a little, right? Don't read into it a lot. Don't overthink things, but look back and be like, okay, I am on the right path. Or
Stay awake.
stay awake. Is this still the path?
Mm.
What's happening? And just be kind of one with your thoughts and your feelings, and listen to yourself a little bit.
I think sometimes we give up too quickly. We're so instant gratification focused. Like, I mean, I love Amazon because I want what I want and I want it now or I want it. And you don't grow like that. Life's not like that. And the things that you are truly meant to have, like your relationship, like us, that took us a long time.
Mhm.
Judy had to become 75 first.
Yeah. Judy thought about this 22 years ago.
Right.
I did.
So you want to tell me that the fact that it happened when it happened was not in the cards back then, but we had to learn some things. We had to grow.
Mhm.
Some of us had to smoke and do other things like Tasha, let me see. I went through that phase myself. So we had to learn the stories that we can share today.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything to
I
tell.
also have to say that God has a sense of humor.
Yes.
Mm.
He
Amen.
put us three together.
Yeah. She called us the Three Stooges the whole way here in the car.
I'm glad I wasn't in the car.
Think about it, you guys.
Like when
Remember when you were putting my artificial nails on and gluing them on and we got stuck together? Come on.
or when she's sitting there and she's scratching her leg and a nail pops off in the middle of an episode, and we're like, okay, no one noticed that.
Okay, I'm okay with the Three Stooges, and but
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay to be authentic and be yourself.
Yeah.
But it is.
It feels
it's a
good. You feel
beautiful-
aligned when you are.
Yeah.
Truly. Like when you just step into who you are, and don't worry about everything. It
Right.
just feels good.
Because in the end, it always works out, and if it doesn't, it is not the end.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Yes, I love that.
All right, ladies. Well, as we close, I want you to take a moment to reflect on your life. When your life no longer feels random, even if you didn't understand it at the time, some things arrive as an alignment or a nudge
Mm.
or just a pattern you can't ignore. So until next time, God bless.